Hello and welcome to yoga, Spencer Senior Center yoga class. And let's get started. Mainly it's your diaphragmatic breath in through your nose, fill up your belly, and then exhale. And try to empty that stomach right out, and that's going to work those internal stomach muscles for you. Deep breath in and a big breath out. So this is how we're going to begin. My shoulders are down right underneath my ears, right here. Take them down and far away, releasing any tension you might be holding on to in the neck. My elbows, my knees, my ankles, and my wrists are all nice and soft. I'm sinking right into the floor. My feet are grounded into the floor, collecting energy from the earth right up through my body. Take a deep breath in. Belly gets big. Exhale, belly gets small. And I'm going to start warming up my spinal muscles. So a big breath in. If you can, reach it up and give yourself a little back bend. And then down. And don't do anything that hurts. If anything bothers you, modify, do something different. Try to breathe in through your nose, fill up the belly, and exhale. Notice feet are still grounded, knees are still soft, elbows are staying soft. Inhale, little back bend as far as you can go, and down. Now I'm going to bring myself to the side, so deep breath in. I'm going to take my hands to the right. It's my left, your right. Inhale and exhale to your left. Deep breath in, exhale to your right. And again, I'm warming up the spinal muscles, I'm warming up the core. Exhale to your left, all the way over to your point of tension. Again, don't let anything hurt. Deep breath in, holding up the sky here. And exhale down. Notice the shoulders right underneath the ears, feet flat on the floor. And let's work into our shoulders. I'm going to take them forward, up, and all the way back. And deep breath in. And a big breath out. And big breath in. And a bigger breath out. So again, I'm doing a full body scan, full body warm up to begin, especially where it's getting so cold outside. We need to warm up these major joints that we're going to be working. I'm going to go with my elbow right now. I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to take it back. Now, if this bothers you, don't do it. Don't go up that high. What I'm going to try to do is follow my cord to my hand, and it's going to bring me a bigger range of motion so I can reach in back of me a little bit further. If you can, take it all the way up. Big breath in. Just going all the way. Notice head and neck in line with my spine still right now. Using those shoulders, taking them all the way back, nice and slow and relaxed. One more time each side. Remember, you need to stop, please do. Take them both down, inhale, and I'm going to take them both to the front. I'm going to stand here. You're going to see my shoulder blades going behind me, belly button pulls right into the spine, and relax. Inhale up, and exhale. So my head isn't moving. I'm not leaning forward. My shoulder blades are opening. Remember, your lungs are back there also. When I exhale, I'm getting rid of stale used oxygen that's been sitting in my body all night. Big breath in, fill up that belly, and out. And I'm going to hold them down there, give those arms a little rest, and work on my neck. I'm going to take my chin to my chest, and I'm going to roll my chin to my right shoulder. And I'm going to take my chin down, and I'm going to roll to the left. And just doing that with your breath. Inhale, look down. Exhale, rolling. And inhale, look down. And exhale and rolling. You might feel a couple little snaps, crackles, and pops. Try to work through them. Make sure you're breathing, relaxing muscles in the neck, allowing your neck to move a little bit easier for you. Inhale and exhale. And next time, inhale, look down, exhale to your right, and hold it right here, as if you're sitting in your car, so your back is up against the car seat. You need to look in back of you. Take a deep breath in, and let's try to look back a little bit further. Deep breath in, look down. Exhale to your left, and same thing, like you need to look way in the back seat or in back of you. Inhale, and exhale, looking back. Deep breath in, look down. Exhale, rolling your chin to your chest. So giving the 7 vertebrae, you have 7 vertebrae right here connecting your spine to your neck. I'm getting my chin down close to my chest. Inhale. Now I'm going to look up and kiss the sky and work the facial and the neck muscles, getting rid of those wrinkles in the flabby part of the neck. And inhale. Exhale, let's look down, bringing the chin a little closer to that chest. Again, 7 vertebrae in the back of the neck, getting a stretch. Inhale. And exhale, look up and kiss the sky. Deep breath in. And exhale, I'm going to bring my hands on my head, always an option. You don't have to use your hands. And as I exhale, I'm bringing my chest a little closer to that chin to that chest, a little closer. Deep breath in. Exhale, let go, and kiss the sky. Head and neck in line with the spine, chin up your chest, and you can always do this sitting down, so if you need to have a seat, please do. Inhale. I'm going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Again, I know it's my left. Take your left hand, exhale, and push that shoulder far away from that ear right there, releasing any tension, blow it out. Left ear to left shoulder. Big breath in and push. Head, neck in line with the spine, right ear to right shoulder. And exhale as you push, releasing that tension. Left ear to left shoulder, up, and exhale. Great way to release tension anytime during the day you're getting mad. Just do this little exercise and remember to breathe. Deep breath in, I'm going to bring my hands up. And then back down. Now if you have balance problems, what you need to do is just bring your feet out wide, especially with your hands overhead. Deep breath in. I'm going to hold my hands up here and remember feet are wide if you need to. Hold on to your chair. I'm going to push up the sky, bending, and I'm going to push. And what I mean by pushing up the sky, I'm pushing up the clouds, pushing up the ceiling, wherever you are. Remember to breathe. Look at my head and neck, remain in line with my spine, so I'm not looking up and down. I'm not straining my neck muscles. I'm just really thinking about my side as I reach. I'm going to hold up here, inhale, and I'm going to take it to my right here, your right, all the way over to your point of tension. Deep breath in, exhale to your left. Remember, widen out your stance, hold on to something if you need to. Exhale to your right, and I'm going to hold it right here. Deep breath in, and exhale down. And remember, it's our full body scan, working into the side of your waist here and right down into your hip. Inhale, exhale your way up and over to your left and hold. And inhale down a little bit more if you can. Remember to your point of tension. We're all different. Days are different. Inhale, exhale your way all the way up. And I'm going to backstroke right back. And again, I'm going to follow with my core. So I'm going to do a little rotation, putting weight into the opposite leg right now of the arm that's coming back. Those arms a rest. Let's work into our hips. So we did our neck, we did our shoulders, we opened up the chest and the back, and we worked into that, the waist, getting into the hips. I'm going to do a hula hoop all the way around. Energy flows around your hips. Your energy comes up your body, and it's the only place that it really flows around. Your hips are nice and big. They're holding us up. They bend us over. They lean us back and forward and sideways. Stand up, sit down. Let's go the other way. Keep these hips nice and healthy. Keep the fluids flowing around those hips. And we're going to be using all these muscles in our asanas, so in our poses. And I'm going to hold those hips right here. I'm going to bring my hands up overhead. Remember, always an option. You don't have to use your hands. I'm going to take my hips to one direction as the hands go to the other. I'm going to come down just as low as you can. My hips are going in the opposite direction, and I'm coming up. And I'm coming down. So if you have to move something from here, you're going to move it over here. Just move those hips and use the lower body muscles. So what I'm working here is my glutes, pushing through those heels, working into the hamstrings. Notice the back isn't moving. The shoulders are not moving. It's all into the hips, the glutes, big muscles in the lower body. Remember to breathe. just gonna go around one more time. So notice the hips move. So my back isn't moving, my shoulders are not moving. And I'm gonna come right up and fly like a bird. So I only need to bring my arms right now up to shoulder height. I'm working into a big deltoid muscle right now, warming up the sides of your shoulders, so those great big deltoids in the sides. And then I'm gonna go into some squats, and remember you can always sit down, hold on to your chair if you need to. So my squat will look like this, sitting down and standing up. So remember, if you need your chair, have it next to you. See my shoulders on top of the head to the ceiling, my nose right straight ahead, but not passing my toes, so I'm not doing that. I'm not leaning forward, I'm just sitting my glutes back. Warming up these muscles, quadriceps and glutes are the only two muscles you should be feeling. Feeling anything in the knees, take those feet out wider, try it. Don't go down that low if you're feeling anything in your knees. Just come down to your point of tension, a little bit easier with the feet wide, a little bit harder with those feet together. Breathing is so important for these muscles to work. Muscles will not work without oxygen, so you need to breathe. And let's go one more time down, just as low as you can. And I'm gonna take it up halfway, and I'm gonna roll those knees. Now remember, I always say keep your knees straight, knees and toes facing the same direction, but sometimes our knees won't go in the same direction as our toes. Like when we're getting in and out of our cars, we have to adjust our knees, move our knees, go in different directions. So we're just strengthening muscles all around those knees to keep those knees nice and healthy. Let's go around the other way. And I like to go around both ways. Like the universe, you go around in one direction and then around in the other. I'm gonna hold it here, I'm taking it out and in, and now I'm strengthening the outer thigh here and the inner thigh. And again, these are all muscles that we need for protection of the knees and the hips. And let's go around the other way. And down and out. And I'm gonna just go one more time. So do as many as you can, what you feel comfortable with. Knees are soft. I'm going to start rolling into the ankles. So my shoulders, my hips are nice and even. So the one is not lifted up here. That's going to take me right off balance. Shoulders aren't here. That's going to take me off balance. Keep everything nice in line. Top of the head to the ceiling. I'm going to roll the other way with that ankle. You can keep it on the floor. And again, you can sit down or you can lift it up. And if you have the balance or you want to challenge your balance, let go. And I'm going to take that right down and go right over to the opposite foot. So collect your balance first. It takes a little while for you to, after you've rolled that ankle, to collect that balance. It's right around. And again, you can keep it on the floor. You can have a seat and do this. And I'm going to take them around the other way. And again, I'm going to challenge balance. It takes a lot of ankle work to balance also. So if you've had ankle injuries in the past or now, then you might not be able to stand on one foot or even both feet. So just have a seat. And I like to say there's really no excuses. We can all do this together. I'm going to take it right down and I'm going to go into a little bicycle march. So I'm coming up and down on my toes. And again, my hips are not moving. My knees are bending and straightening. And I'm going to go with my wrists. And I'm going to open and close. Right here, open and close. You feel how tight those hands might be. I'm going to stay with my little walk. And then I'm going to close and I'm going to roll my wrists. And remember, the breathing is the most important part. Even if you're just sitting down, you're breathing and just watching, that's absolutely fine. Breathe into the belly. We have natural medicine inside of our body. We want to keep that medicine going. Let's go the other way with those wrists all the way around. Now we should feel nice and strong, getting ready for our poses. And now I'm going to hold my feet right down to the floor. I'm going to be able to open and close my hands, and it's a little bit easier. Once I roll those wrists, opened up all the all the fluids going into the hands and getting those hands ready to hold me into some poses. Now we all might need a chair, unless you want to go on the floor. If you know the poses, you're welcome to go on the floor. If you have a mat or something, just make sure your chair isn't going to move. So you can even put it up against the wall or put something sticky, a mat or something underneath, because we are going to be leaning on that chair. And when I bend forward, I don't know if you noticed, I didn't move my back here. Everything was straight. I folded at the hips, and that's how we're going to start. So right now, this is called mountain pose, top of the head to the ceiling. So important for our balance. Shoulders and hips are even. They're called planes of your body. So your first plane, top of the head to the ceiling, keeping me up nice and tall. Hips are even, and again, like I mentioned before, if my hips are not even, it's going to take me off balance. Shoulders are even. If they're not even, it's going to take me off balance. Good way to find your balance if you're waiting in line for something, standing at the store, whatever. Take some nice deep breaths. And out. And we're going to start with our first pose, which is called, well, of course, your mountain pose here. Stay here if you'd like. Have a seat anytime. Don't let anything hurt. Deep breath in and reach up, straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, and it's called downward facing dog. So notice I folded my back right there. If you're on the floor, if those feet are out, you can walk your hands out. I'm going to walk my feet right back, tailbone right up to the ceiling as the ears drop right in between those arms, and giving it a nice all posterior stretches. So those palms pushed into the chair, feeling that right in the back of those arms right there, right down the side of my back. I've got my tailbone to the ceiling, so I'm feeling my whole spine lengthen, especially the lower back with that tailbone way up. And I'm feeling the hamstring with the tailbone up. I'm going to either walk my dog if you can't get the heels to the floor, or keep those heels right on the floor, feeling the calves. So again, it's all posterior stretching going on right now. And nothing will work if you're not breathing, so give it some good breaths. I'm coming up on my toes. I'm going to hinge forward into what's called a plank pose right here. So right now, back is straight, head and neck in line with the spine, chin off my chest, shoulders directly over my wrists. If you have a hard time with those hands or those wrists, come right down on your elbows. So my shoulders are right over my elbows. If you want a challenge, you can lift an arm and start working here. Try not to tilt over. Remember, keep it all even. If you want, you can lift a leg, either an arm or a leg, as you see my chair moving. And just hold for as long as you can. I'm going to switch arm or leg. Remember, down on your elbows if it's too much for the wrists or the hands. And breathe. Shoulder directly over my wrist. This is nice and tight here, nice and straight. I'm going to take it down, and I'm going to do what's called a Chaturanga. So I'm going scooping right down into upward dog. Inhale, lift up. Chin is way up, look up, and exhale into downward dog. Right back down here where we just started from. Deep, deep breaths. Walk your dog if you can't get those heels to the floor. Right now I'm going into what's called a warrior one pose. My right foot coming in between my chair legs, or bring it right in front of you. Left toes came about 25 degrees towards my midsection. Brought myself right up. Keep those feet right there, knees and toes right now facing same direction. Hips and shoulders right over. A little twisting so it's different than what we do during the day, but it's going to keep fluids flowing to all your cells. Keep all those cells rolling around your body, working for you all day. So again, this is warrior one. I'm challenging my balance. Again, you need nice strong ankles for balance. I'm twisting my body, working into the digestive system here, working those hips, working my arms. My shoulders are far away from my ears. And now I'm going to take this into warrior three pose. So I'm going from warrior one to warrior three. So I'm coming on my back toe. I'm going to fold forward, back staying straight. Hands are out. If you can, you might need your chair again. Lift that leg. Or you can just hold it. Notice everything's straight. If I lift my hip up, it's gonna take me off balance. So I'm keeping them straight here, right here, and out. And remember your breath. Hold on to that chair if you need to. Eventually you might be able to let go. I'm slowly gonna bring this right back to my warrior one. And again, if you need that chair, take it with you, or if you're holding onto a wall, whatever you need, a counter. Now I'm going into warrior two. So deep breath in and exhale as you twist, keeping my feet right where they were, hands coming down, chin going over your right shoulder. Again, giving that neck. We warmed up the neck at the beginning. Nice stretch. Just like you have to look in the back seat or out the back window. Shoulders even, hips are still even. Feeling that pull in that inner thigh as I turn. All right. And I'm going to take this into a triangle pose. Actually, it's a side bend. Your chair, you can hold on to. Your leg. Again, if you have good balance. If you can, come down. If you feel dizzy at all, keep that head right up over the heart. If you can, look up at the ceiling or your hand. Place that hand either on the floor, again on your leg, here, or the chair, and breathe. Again, if you feel dizzy at all, get yourself right up. Come out of the pose if you're uncomfortable until you do it a few times, and then you'll get comfortable with it. Becomes easier. I'm going to exhale as I take myself all the way up. Now my knees and toes are forward. I'm going to do an inverted triangle, so I'm going to give myself a twist, and then I'm going to take it down. Just as low as you can. Remember, if you feel dizzy, keep that head right up over the heart. It's not a problem. Make sure you're breathing. Do not hold your breath in any of these poses, or they won't be working. I'm going to try to open up those shoulders, keeping the chest nice and open. Nice deep breaths. I'm going to take this hand right down, and I'm going right into what's called a Ragdoll Pose. Right here, my arms are just hanging here. My shoulder blades are opening up in back of me. I'm just nice and relaxed. Again, if you feel dizzy, we're right here. But if you can, hanging down, I'm going to hold on to my elbows and just dangle. And if you're uncomfortable, if you're dizzy, bring yourself right up out of those poses. I'm going to put my hands on my quadriceps, not on your knees. Tuck my tailbone right under, tuck my chin under, and it's as a cat arch all the way up as I exhale. All the way up. So now I'm going to take my hands up, and I'm going to go into a chair pose, squatting. Again, you might need your chair. I'm going to take it right down, so it's like I'm sitting down. Okay, I don't need my chair, but if you do. If this bothers your back and your hands are up, take your hands down. Try that. A little bit easier. So again, most of the weight is on my heels right now. I'm sitting myself right back, feeling these big muscles, biggest muscle group I have right here, these quadriceps. Great big muscle back here working, squeezing. You feeling any discomfort in the knees? Feet are wider. Whatever you can do. Top of the head to the ceiling, shoulders, hips even, breathing. If you want, or you can come up on your toes and practice a little toe stand, working into your calf muscles while you're here. You can grab a book, read a book. You can do anything while you're in this pose. Big muscle groups are working, turning the heat up, so that's another good thing. If you're cold, you're home, instead of just sitting down shivering, try this pose right here for a little while. You can go down and up in it, you can hold it, and it's really going to turn the heat up in your body. Deep breath in, exhale your way all the way up, pushing through my heels. I'm going to take my hands up, inhale, and exhale down. Good job. So that was big muscles that just worked right there. Now we're going to work on balance. So I am taking my chair, and I do suggest that you do have a chair or something, a wall, a counter to hold on to. First one is a Tai Chi move, which is Rooster standing on your right foot. So taking your left foot in front of your right, hips and shoulders even, top of the head to the ceiling. If you can stand like this, that's great. If you can, either come up on your toe or lift that leg right up. If you can, let go. Even if you need to let go a little bit at a time, absolutely fine. And breathe. Again, a lot of ankle strength going on right here. And this is called the Rooster standing on your right foot. I'm going to go into a tree pose. So still keeping the weight inside that right. I'm taking my left leg right here on the inside of your right, opening up that inner thigh adductor muscle. Again, you might need to hold on, especially in that movement. And this is your tree pose. So as long as you can stand here, the longer you hold a pose, the harder it is, better it is for you, really strengthening those muscles. But right now I'm going to take this into a dancer pose, so it's bringing my weight differently. So right now I'm going to take my weight to the back. I'm going to hold on to my leg, missed. I'm going to hold on to my foot. Okay, so this is a hard one here. I'm going to lean forward, so don't do it if you don't think you can. Just watch me first. So if you want to modify this one, because it's so hard, I'm here. My tailbone is going underneath, my shoulders are coming directly over my hip. So I'm going to see that hip flexor, and I'm going to take it down. And this is stretching the same muscles, hip flexor, quadricep. Hold on, or hands up, as this right here. I'm still stretching my hip flexor, my quad, but I'm adding balance. And it's tough, it's not easy, but it is bringing the heat up, so you might feel a sweat. I'm going to either take it down or bring yourself up. Give yourself a bicycle march, letting your arms just dangle by your side. Shoulders are not moving, they're underneath my ears. So we're done with one side of our body. Now we just need to go into the other. We did our full body scan. We did our right side, and now your left. And again, have a chair, your mat under the chair or up against the wall. Or if you'd like to get on the floor, it's all up to you. Whatever you need to do. Nice deep breaths, standing in mountain pose. If you need to keep moving, your body will tell you. So that means if you're stopping and you're feeling dizzy, just move those feet. Just move the lower body. Breathe, don't hold your breath. And I'm going to stand when I'm ready. And starting with our downward dog again. So now deep breath in, reaching all the way up. And exhale as I fold forward, palms in the center of your chair, pushing those palms weight into the chair, walking my feet back, tailbone to the ceiling, ears right in between those arms. Nice stretch from my spine, heels to the floor or walk your dog. Get a nice stretch in the calves. If anything bothers you, bring those feet in, because you have Achilles down here. You don't want to overstretch that. Just stretch into the calves, tailbone to the ceiling. You'll feel the hamstring and the low back. Think about a string pulling your head into the chair, feeling your whole spine lengthen, palms pushed into the chair, feeling the back of your arms, sides of your back, going right into my plank pose on my toes, hinging forward, shoulders directly over my wrists. Remember, come down on your forearm if you need to. Not even a problem, just a modified version. We're all different. If you want to challenge, lift a leg or an arm. There's my leg, there's my arm. Or both if you can. Remember to breathe. Notice head and neck in line with the spine, chin off my chest. I'm going to switch arm or leg, or both, whatever you can do. Notice I'm on my toe of that supporting foot, or on both toes if you're down on your feet. I'm going to take it down in Chaturanga. So I'm going to scoop down. I'm going to go right into Upward dog. So I push my belly button into the chair, looking up, inhale, and exhale into down dog. Right back. Notice everything slow, control with your breath. Walk your dog again if you can't get the heels to the floor. Breathe. And let's go right into warrior one. Left foot coming in between the chair legs. Right here, lifting myself right up. Right toe came in about 25 degrees towards my midsection. Knees and toes right now facing same direction. Feet are flat on the floor, really collecting that energy from the earth. And I rotated my body right here. Weight distributed evenly, both feet also, so you're not leaning back or you're not leaning too far forward. Nice and even, shoulders are even, hips are even. I'm gonna take this into a warrior three, so again, hold it just as long as you can. Stay there if you can't do this or you don't think you can. Try it for a challenge. Hold on to the chair, lift your leg, or keep your foot down on the floor and lift your arms. Whatever you can do. And again, the longer you hold your pose, the better it is for you, the more strength you'll be creating in your own body. So right now it's this leg right here. My left leg, your left leg should be all nice and full. You might feel that shaking a little bit. The stomach is nice and long. So my back, my spine is long. My whole core muscle is holding me up longer. Taking it right back to warrior one. Weight distributed, both feet. Remember, deep breath in. Exhale into warrior two. So now, feeling that inner thigh, get a nice stretch. Hands came down, chin going over left shoulder. And breathe. And again, just with that little turn of those hips, I felt that inner thigh. Feeling those shoulders, they might be getting a little tired. You can put them down, give yourself a rest, whatever you need. Stop and grab a drink if you need. Walk around, just breathe, watch, whatever you need to do. And here's your side bend, so it's called a triangle pose in Hatha Yoga. I'm coming down, hand on the chair, on your leg. Come down a little bit more. Try not to come down here, so I don't want my shoulder facing the floor. I want my shoulder here. Just to your point of tension, if you feel dizzy, head stays right up over the heart. Listen to your body. Remember, we're all different. And every day is different. Every day. So, you know, some days it's dark and cold and you don't feel good. You just don't have the energy. That could be today. It could be Thursday. So whatever day, just listen to your body and do only what your body wants you to do. I'm going to slowly exhale as I take this up. An inverted triangle, just like I did last time. Toes and knees are forward. Spinal twist, core rotation, right down. And breathe. So again, one shoulder facing the floor, other shoulder facing the ceiling. Gave myself a nice little twist here. Core rotation, hips are forward but even. I'm going to drop that hand down in ragdoll. Like we did before, weight is distributed evenly, both feet, knees are soft. Drop your shoulder blades right down to the floor. Open up the upper back. If you can, head down to the floor, oxygen exchange going on into the brain. If you feel dizzy, the head stays right up. This is a great stretch as long as you just relax. And let's place the hands on the quads for your cat arch. Tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin under. So we squeeze those glutes, roll your spine up one vertebrae at a time. Head always comes up last to get that oxygen into the head nice and slow. And then I'm going into my chair. So your feet are where you need them to be. Sitting right down. Again, it's a squat, and we did these at the beginning. So making sure the knees are not past the toes, the nose is not past the toes. Keep it here. Sit yourself right down. Head, shoulders, hips. Hold on to your chair if you need it, always. Onto a wall, your counter, whatever you need. Breathing. Coming down a little bit lower if you can. Again, most of the weight is right there on the heels, but you want to keep the weight under the baby toe and the big toe at the same time, but not all of it, because once you're coming on your toes a lot, it's going to burn out those knees. So put the weight right on the back and work into those big muscles back there. Deep breath in. Exhale your way all the way up, and you can hold it down there for a little longer if you want. Breathing in, reach up. And exhale down. And now we're going into our balance poses again. So this time on the left side, I'm going to hold on to my chair. Make sure you're not here holding onto your chair, because you're not going to have the balance. Okay, put that foot right into the floor. Right heel in front of the left toes, just like we did. Hips are even, shoulders are even. Hold on. Lift up if you can. Let go. Whatever you need to do. And again, it takes a lot of ankle strength to hold your balance. Top of the head, shoulders, hips. Nice and even, nice and relax. Don't stress. I'm going to take this into a tree. So now I've got that foot on the inside. I've got that knee coming out, feeling the inner thigh again, just like in the Warrior Two pose. Holding onto the chair. Let go every once in a while. Putting that foot just where you can, where you're comfortable. Okay. And now I'm going to take it into a dancer pose. So again, I moved the weight from the front to the side, and now I'm going back. I'm going to grab onto that foot, and again, just watch, pushing the foot into the hand into the foot. I'm going to lift up and lean forward. So I'm folding at the hips, I'm not moving my back. Modify on the floor, tailbone tucks, shoulder directly over my hip, and I'm going to kneel down like I'm kneeling down, not touching the floor, but I'm feeling that quad, I'm feeling that hip flexor. Hands are up or here. So remember, do whichever you can do. Okay, this is hard right here, especially with your balance. Ankle is shaking hard, foot into the hand into the foot. Still feeling that here and in that hip. Head and neck still in line with the spine. Breathing. I'm going to take it down or bring yourself up and bicycle. And again, you can always move your fingers, shake out those shoulders, whatever you need. Keep the fluids flowing, but feel the difference than you felt when we first got here, okay? We started with our warm up, and you're saying, oh, can we go a little bit faster? You don't need to go fast for all the fluids to flow in your body. You need to go slow. You need to control your muscle movements and let those muscles do their job. Deep breath in, reach up, and exhale. And again, reach it all the way up, straight up to the ceiling like I'm reaching for something, top shelf, but I'm not walking elbows or knees, and I'm going to take it right down. So if you just want to do a little bicycle march, we're going to have a seat now, and I'm going to do some chair poses, just a few. Okay, so when you're ready, if you can sit down on your sits bones, and right here, knees, I'm going to sit sideways for a minute. Sits bones here, knees 90 degree from the ankle, knee 90 degree from the hip, hips 90 degree from my shoulders. These muscles are called stabilizer muscles right here. They're holding me up. So I'm not sitting like this, or I don't want to sit like this because I could get stuck. And if I get stuck anyway, I want to get stuck like this. And this is going to hold me up, make me look taller. Shoulders and hips are even. You're breathing. Feet are flat on the floor, collecting energy from the earth. And I'm going to start with a seated spinal twist. Okay, we twisted a few times in our poses, in our standing poses. Let's do it sitting, a little bit harder. Taking your right leg across your left, not on top of your knee. I'm gonna grab onto the quad. I'm gonna take the right hand on the back of the chair, and I'm gonna slowly twist. So now I'm looking at you, but my body is here, right? My core is here, getting a nice twist in my spine. Make sure you're breathing. So I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna exhale and turn a little bit more. And now I'm gonna roll some joints. So not those, wrist and ankle. That's what we're gonna start doing at the Senior Center, is start rolling your joints one way, and then I'm gonna roll them the other way. So my wrist and my ankle are going around nice and slow, nice and control. You feel all the tendons and ligaments in those ankles and those wrists. Remember to breathe. Muscles need oxygen to work. I'm gonna relax here. Deep breath in. Relax as I exhale and forward. Now what I'm gonna do is called a cradle pose. So whatever you can do, if you can, bring that leg right up as far as you can. This muscle gets really short. We work it all the time. So this right here is the muscle I'm working, giving it my side of my hip a nice stretch, lower back. I'm gonna drop that knee right down, so the fatty part of the knee, dropping my chest, just as low as you can. You might be able to feel it when you come down this far. That's absolutely fine. Hold it there, but breathe. And if you can, come down a little bit lower. It's actually called the cradle pose, so it does look like this in some of the classes. And breathe. So after a nice long walk, if you're doing your housework, you're cleaning, or you're finishing cleaning the yard, picking up all your Halloween decorations out of your yard, come in the house and just give this a nice little stretch. Or if you have sciatic problems, this is a great stretch right here. I will show you from the side so that you get both views. Notice spine is nice and long, head, neck in line with the spine, chin off your chest. I'm going to bring my chin into my chest now and exhale as I roll my spine up. It's a great way to come up, getting the oxygen in one vertebrae at a time. I'm taking that foot down and I'm going to go seated spinal twist on the other side. So left leg now crossed over the right. And again, if you can't cross at the ankles. This is absolutely fine. Keep your sits bones on the chair. A lot of times people put their backs out by just crossing. I just crossed my leg, but if you're picking that sits bones up, it's going to take that spine right out and it could snap on you. So just keep the sits bones there, cross just as far as you can. Right hand around the left leg, left arm on the back of the chair. Exhale as you twist. And let's start rolling some joints. Nice deep breaths. Wrist and ankle are rolling slow and control. I'm going to roll them around the other way. And I'm going to relax those joints. Big exhalation is going to bring me forward. And again, just like we did on the other side, you're going to cradle. So go to your point of tension. So if you're feeling anything right here, just stop and try to go into the pose here. If you can, the ankle on top of the quad, not the knee. You don't want that knee to fall off. You want to grab the fatty part of this knee because you don't want that knee. You don't want to push that knee right off. I'm going to exhale as I drop forward. And again, it's called the cradle pose. So I'm feeling the stretch all the way up to my sciatic right there. And that band does wrap right around your knee. Don't let anything hurt. If it hurts, bring yourself up and just breathe. Again, we do have natural medicine inside of our body. So give that nice deep breath. Tucking the chin into the chest, I'm going to exhale as I roll my spine up one vertebrae at a time. And now to end this, I'm going to do a couple little cradle rocks. Again, I'm going to turn my chair. I got my sits bones at the end of my chair here. My feet out. You'd like to do this on the floor, absolutely, wherever you're comfortable. I'm going to just drop my shoulder blades to the floor, not moving anything, lifting up. And I have to use this muscle right here. It's going to contract to lift me up. It's called an ab rocking. I'm ab rocking. I'm breathing. Keeping those abdominal muscles, that core muscle, so important for us. Keep it nice and strong. I'm gonna hold it, and this is called a boat pose, so I'm not leaning on my chair. If I'm sitting on my chair, I'm gonna lift one leg up. I don't wanna lift both because we have a long way to fall. If you fall down, if you lose your balance, if you're on the floor, if you can, try to get both legs up. Try not to do this. Once you start going here, your back muscles are gonna start wanting to work. That means this muscle isn't that strong. Try to keep them here. I'm gonna switch. So again, take it down, give yourself a rest anytime. Great abdominal work right here, called the boat pose. It's all this muscle working right here to hold me up. Shoulders are back, right underneath the ears. Take it down, palms to the ceiling. And it's called a corpse pose. So right here, if you're on the floor, your shoulders are touching the floor, your glutes are touching the floor. Maybe your calves, your knees are up off the floor a little bit, so my knees are soft, slightly bent. Feet are just falling wherever. Back is in a natural curve, so now my stomach kind of came up a little bit, but I'm nice and relaxed. The neck is in a natural curve, palms are facing up, and you're just breathing. Good time to practice your belly breath, because you can see your belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. I'm going to sit myself right back up, making sure your sits bones are stuck to the chair. And last but not least, our back bend, just like we started with our back bend, looking up at the ceiling as if I have a neck brace on here. And I'm going to take it right back down so you saw my spine going back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down. And one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Now just my arms are going to come up. If you're on the floor and you're just comfortable there in your corpse pose, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to bring my hands up. Hands are always an option, so if you don't want to use your hands, just hold them down. Get into your breath. Feet are flat on the floor, collecting energy from the earth. My palms are together here. They're not touching. I've got them here. Feeling energy in my hands that I've just created inside my own body by moving all these body parts differently. Keeping fluids flowing. It's like you just oiled your whole body, so you should feel really good right now. Making movement a little bit easier. Nice deep breaths. Top of the head being pulled up to the ceiling. Sits bones on the chair, back is nice and long. Or if you're on the floor, you're nice and comfortable, but you're breathing. And namaste. Well, thank you.